Hello and welcome to the 20th round of the second Man on Fire Film Toribash tournament. I'm the Greater Morris, and instantly grabbing tonight are... The world doesn't end with him. It's Neko. And, cool, cold and collected, it's Submerge. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, here we have it. Submerge versus Neko. A 8th Dan black belt versus a clawed space belt. I guess that's a custom belt. Pretty sure that can't be unlocked. Fairly evenly matched. Okay, we have Neko here going for the ridiculous opener that we've seen a couple of times throughout this. Hard to tell if he's going to try and turn it into a lift. I sincerely hope he doesn't. I think that round will have come out. Nope, that round won't have come out by now. Spoiler, I get quite uppity about a lift later on in the tournament. Oh, thought it had crashed. Whew, that can always be bad. Okay, good. No lifts. Excellent. That makes me feel very good about myself. Okay, we have Neko going for a jazz slide. That is awesome hair. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And Submerge here on the right, going for what looks like a kick. Both players playing uncharacteristically aggressive there, which is always nice to see. It's been a kind of crazily defensive second wave. Okay, we have Submerge just gently caressing the back of Neko's head there, going what looks like going in for a kiss there. This isn't so much a tournament, it's just a porn scenario. I'd say Submerge certainly has the upper hand here in terms of what he can do, whereas Neko just kind of has to stay on his feet. Neither one of these players are on their way out. This is obviously very early on in the round. Okay, Submerge there doing what I was kind of expecting, which is to try and use his weight to slam Neko into the ground. Methinks Neko was probably expecting that, to be honest, which means he's probably going to go for a throw. You know, he's going to try and throw Submerge directly out of the arena. I don't know whether that'll work, but it'll be a really interesting try. Either that, or he's just going to try and brace for the weight there. Oh, well, fuck. I wish I would stop happening mid-sentence. 1-0 to Submerge. Submerge's tactic there works very, very well. Just plants Neko into the ground. Pretty effortless there, actually. That was very, very sudden. A lot of sudden victories on the Toribash tournament lately. I'm not sure what that's about. You just type in the chat. It's 1-0 to Submerge. That was really well played. I'm happy to see that work for once. Somebody using their weight against them. It was nice to see it not turn into a lift. Okay, so here we are, second round. Imagine probably a little bit more defensive play on Submerge's part here for making any kind of predictions. Hey guys, have you noticed real-time ghosts are off? I remembered to turn them off at the start this time. I'm awesome. I'm really doing my job. Yes, okay, so Neko going for a similar opener as before. He might actually be trying for the lift this time. And as predicted, Submerge playing a little bit more defensively, a little bit more carefully, trying not to make any mistakes to give Neko that 1-1 sort of equalizer. Seems to be going in for the same kick again, although this time it is aimed rather frighteningly at the dick. We might see a dick member here. Oh, I was trying to be cute and play on dismember, but dick member is that's just a dick, isn't it? Oh well. Yeah, okay, we have a dick kick. We have another dick kick in this tournament. Submerge with a lot more points than Neko here, but I wouldn't really say either player has any kind of advantage. Neko's obviously off balance, but he could very easily use that against Submerge to kind of whip himself back up, maybe even to throw him. Granted, that didn't work too well in the last round, but these things can change very, very quickly. Let's see how these follow this up with. Okay, Neko's standing up. Very nice to see him on his feet there. Certainly Submerge with the advantage, though. I mean, according to the ghosts here, these are obviously, these aren't real-time ghosts. These are actual normal ghosts. You can see that they're probably going to land on their back here. Neko's back, not their back. That'd be weird. There, they both fall over and both land on their back. No, it looks like Neko may fall on his back, but he does seem to be going for kind of suplex here, sort of like whipping Submerge over his head to try and throw him out of the arena. Very risky maneuver, but we've seen it work before, and it obviously is very, very hard to counter once you are actually in the air. The best Submerge can hope for here is that Neko taps out pretty much before he does. Probably going to be trying counter turn, try to sort of negate the momentum just a little bit. Yeah, kind of successfully does that. At least stays up in the air a little bit longer, but it is looking very good for Neko here. The suplex has, for all intents and purposes, worked. I can't really see any way Neko could go out in the next two turns, considering all his weight is now on that right leg, and that is not going into the ground. Whereas Submerge is slowly but surely getting thrown out of that arena. Very successful suplex on Neko's part there. Submerge going down to the last second of that turn, trying to make it work. But alas, I don't think there's anything he can do about that according to the ghosts, which aren't real time. He does look like he's going out, and Neko will take this. Also, fucking scary as shit face. I just noticed that. Yeah, it's looking like Submerge won't be able to turn this back around unless he does something very clever to make Neko's hand tap out. Holds it together, but unfortunately taps out. Makes one last-ditch effort. Very, very nice effort, I must say. Does hold it for a couple more frames than I would have thought to. But Neko wins that round 1-1 to both players, and we move on to our second mod. Now, these are my favorite sort of versions of this round, where both players have 1 point, so both players can get a little bit crazy, you know? There's not a lot of pressure. But realistically, it doesn't really matter who wins this round. It's going to go into Aikido Big Dojo no matter what, and arguably it'll go back to being more about skill when that happens. So this is kind of my favorite version of MSDS, because both players can get ridiculously wacky. They can take big risks, because it's not going to backfire in their face that bad. Certainly they'll give the other player an advantage in winning, but you know, it probably feels a lot less full of pressure. And I think I don't think we've ever had... No, we have. We've had somebody win Aikido twice, and then... Don't know whether it's out yet. I'm filming these all out of order. Hey, we've had some dismembers. Excellent. All right, we have both players missing both their legs there. That's, wow. Okay, we have Neko's legs down there, which is not looking good for Neko. And Submerge. Oh, wait. Was that Neko? Who's that? Who's down there? I'm confused. Neko has 3 legs. What's going on? How does he... That's probably his upper part, right? Yeah, that's probably the upper part of his leg. That's, yeah, neither player... Oh, no, I take that back. Neko does have one hand on the rail. Submerge has completely let go of that. Grabbing onto Neko's leg there. I guess he wants to take a souvenir home from this match. You know, tell his kids, look what Daddy did today. We got into a fight, and here's the guy's leg. They'll frame it and stick it on the wall. It's looking like Neko's probably going to lose this round. His body part is a little bit quicker heading to the ground there, but it will get caught on the red little pad there. So it may... Oh, no, it may go to Neko, actually. Submerge's leg is falling. Yeah, that's what... Oh, it could be a tie. I can't tell by the ghosts. It's looking like they're both about to touch it at almost the exact same time. Wonder if they're going to try and contract their feet, you know? They're going to try and move their feet to try and stay in for that extra second that'll make the difference. Let's see what happens here. We may have a tie. We've never had a tie. Okay. No, it is looking like Submerge is going to lose this one. By a fraction of a second, I must say. That is going to be a very, very close tap out. There's nothing going on up there. And there we have it. Yes, Victor Neko wins. 2-1 to Neko. And we move on to our third mod. Okay, as seems to be... I even said this last time I said this. I seem to have this problem in every Aikido Big Dojo round where I have absolutely no idea how to call this. I mean, both players won a respective Aikido match, and that MSDS, that really could have gone either way. You know, that really doesn't say anything about what's about to happen here. We have Neko making a much more defensive play than he did in regular Aikido. He's not throwing himself off so much. Probably the smarter idea. His lifts or suplexes aren't really going to work as well in Big Dojo. I mean, he may be able to flip Submerge onto his back, but Submerge is going to have a lot more room to catch himself. Submerge going for the tried and true kick that has served him so well in the past Aikido rounds. Lands the kick, scores some early points, but doesn't get any kind of dismembers. Also, looks like Neko did try to dodge that and threw himself slightly off balance to do so. That could actually be a very tactical decision by Submerge there. Missing the kick possibly on purpose, trying to make Neko essentially get into this situation and throw himself off the ground, giving Submerge the chance to essentially throw him out of the arena, and that could work very well. Despite Aikido Big Dojo's size, you can still throw, you know? You can still really throw somebody out of the arena. And that is so terrifying. That is so terrifying. I swear it looks different how it did earlier, too. Okay, we have Neko making a nice recovery from that throw there. Oh, God, excuse me. Inhaled some saliva there. Oh, God. Yeah, Toribash, they're doing fighting. Hang on. Okay, yeah, Neko making a very nice recovery there, certainly leveling himself out more than Submerge would have wanted. He's going to land on his feet, if nothing else. Neither player really looks like he's on his way out anymore. I would have said Neko's at the disadvantage, but he has turned that back around, which is very impressive. If anything, Submerge is now kind of upside down. I mean, Neko playing that right could kind of slam Submerge into the ground. Do we have a fracture there? I think I can see a fracture. Yeah, I can sort of see it in the midst. I can't tell whose it is, though. It looks like it's Submerge's hand. No, that's Submerge's hand. It's Neko's hand. Neko's hand is fractured. No, wait, they're both fractured. All right, sweet. That looks like Submerge's elbow and Neko's hand. That's going to be a problem. Submerge is severely off balance here with Neko about to slam him into the ground. Submerge has to do something here, or Neko will take this in a 3-1 victory. He needs to do something right here. He's got to think outside the box. The things are going to end really bad for him. Comes down, 2 holds it together for one final turn, and I think that might be enough. That might have been enough to do it right there. I think Neko's elbow is about to tap out before Submerge as well. That little last-ditch effort may very well be enough to equalize it. It is still hard to say, but I do think Neko is about to lose this round. Let's see. Yes, there we have it. Submerge with a very impressive large Mitch method to equalize the score. That is 2-2 to both players, and we'll move on to a final Aikido Big Dojo mod. 2-2. Final round. That was a great save by Submerge there. He really caught Neko off guard. I'm sure Neko wasn't expecting that. I still don't know how to call this. After that recovery, Submerge still clearly has a fighting chance here. And this is going to be the final round. I love it when it comes down to this. I love it. All right, let's see what these players are opening with. Okay, we got Submerge going for the kick again. Can't fault him for that. It served in very, very, very well. Neko going for a sort of balanced opener, leaving enough room to go into an attack a little bit later on, but certainly not throwing himself off balance. I'd hardly call it defensive, but it's certainly not that aggressive either. Probably the smarter move in this final turn. Each player kind of knows the other one's tactics at this point. Neko once again dodging the kick, but this time not throwing himself that much off balance. Probably the smarter move. I can't imagine that would have worked twice in a row. Submerge is gonna want to hope that Neko doesn't end up grabbing that leg. I mean, a leg grab in a mod like this can pretty much be a death warrant if you're not careful. I love this hair, by the way. The hair is great. It's so like flappy. All right, Submerge getting his leg back on the ground there. That's a very good sign for him. He did not want to keep that leg in the air with Neko kind of up like that. Submerge has got a head grab. Probably going to be a sort of valuable asset there to be able to grab Neko's head like that. It's going to give him a little bit less playroom to spin, etc. Oh, well, shut my mouth. Neko with an advantage here, grabbing Submerge and starting to twist him into the ground. Although, according to the ghosts, it doesn't look like it's going to work. It looks like Neko's going to get put into the ground. But I highly doubt that'll happen. I think both players are probably going to do something so drastic here that those ghosts are going to be no indication of what's actually going to happen. We could see it over here, guys. I'm not ruling out the possibility. Let's see. Neko with a great save there, seeing 25 frames ahead, or 35 even, to make that handout save there. That was a very, 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 very good save. That really could have been it for him. If he hadn't put that hand down, his head probably would have tapped out. Or at the very least, he'd have to think about it this turn. That was very good foresight on Neko's part there. Okay, neither player looking like they're on their way out. I mean, according to the ghosts, it looks like... No, not even according to the ghosts, no one's going out. We still could see this over at any point. It's basically waiting for one player to make a mistake. That's essentially what this round has come down to. It's not who does the best, it's who does the worst, who makes the first mistake, so the other player can capitalize on it. I would say Submerge is looking like he's in a slightly better state. He's got all his limbs free and ready to catch himself, kind of plant out like a cat, whereas Neko is looking like he's on his way out of the arena. He can absolutely turn that back around, and I imagine he probably will, but I will say Submerge has... or had the better advantage. Now it's looking like he's flipping around, although I imagine he might be sort of leading Neko into a trap there, probably hoping Neko will try to counter it so that he can kind of counter spin it and send Neko flying out of the arena. Risky maneuver, he may not actually be doing that, but there aren't many turns left of this particular round. Let's see if that happens. Yeah, it does try to do the spin. Neko does counter spin, a lot of counter spins this particular round. Although the ghosts are showing Neko going out, I imagine he's probably going to use his left hand to catch himself there. I think we've got at least one more round in this. In terms of points, Submerge is winning, but Neko isn't that far behind, and we do not have that many turns left of this round. These players need to start making some moves here. Neko catches himself, and what looks like doomed Submerge. I think that catch may be Submerge's swan song there. I don't think he can do anything about that leg. I think that leg is on his way out. I don't think Submerge was expecting that in the slightest. Left his leg limp and, well, not limp, left his leg spread and out. I think that might be his ticking clock right there, unless he can do something. No, he cannot. And Neko wins in a 2-3. Very, very, very close fight. Fantastic game played by both players, but alas, it was that final save that threw Submerge out of whack, and his leg tapped him out. Neko will advance to the third wave. My condolences to Submerge. A very, very thrilling fight. Check back soon for more rounds, guys. I've been Jack Morris, Man of Fire Films, and I shall see you soon. Bye, guys.